The level of faith an INFJ has in humanity at any given point has a direct reflection on how they feel as a whole. In fact, it's not uncommon for this personality type to experience fluctuating faith in the direction society is headed. When their faith is restored, however, the INFJ's outlook completely changes for the better. But what does that really entail? Welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into the video, starting with number 1. They want to shout it from the rooftops. Flip the channel to the 5 o'clock news and you'll see it's riddled with negativity, violence, and gloom. Of course, INFJs will be the first to discuss any deep or uncomfortable topic, but if information is being spread just for the sake of concluding that the world has gone to the dogs, it can become seriously discouraging for some people. So, to counteract the negativity spread, the INFJ has no trouble using positivity as a means of a replacement. Usually, they'll take the approach of philosophical ideas, spirituality, and witty humor. Other times, the INFJ will use personal examples of times they've witnessed the beautiful side to life. Using stories of how their faith in humanity was restored, even on the smallest scale, is a perfect example. Whether it's something as simple as a stranger paying for someone else's coffee, or something on a grander scale, such as a successful turning point within a non-for-profit organization. Instead of complaining about the state of the world, the INFJ uses these stories as means of a conversation starter, one that allows everyone to leave the conversation feeling a little more uplifted and optimistic. Number 2. They fill a piece of emptiness. Some INFJs live life refusing to face the difficulties in the world due to the overwhelming nature surrounding it all. They may choose the blissfully ignorant route if it means protecting their sensitive empathetic gifts that can spiral them into a state of disbelief and even depression. However, by emotionally dodging these harsh realities of the world, INFJs replace that broken feeling with emptiness. It's as if they're watching a beautiful production of life, yet they don't want to look behind the curtain to reveal how it's all being produced. And while the approach isn't entirely a bad idea, that empty feeling can end up brewing into something that robs the INFJ of their confidence and satisfaction in life. So, when this observing type gets the chance to top up their faith tank, that subtle feeling of emptiness is washed away. Unfortunately, this relief is usually only temporary, because without the understanding of why there is so much chaos in the world, they'll never truly fill that empty space. And that's not an easy question to answer. Number 3. They reassure themselves and their optimism. No matter how discouraged the INFJ feels when thinking about the state of the world and the mentality of the people in it, deep down inside, they can't help but to believe that there's an even grander level of righteousness behind it all. Despite how much negativity may distract them in their immediate surroundings or within the state of the world, the INFJ will never give up on that belief completely. Rooted in their tendency of giving people the benefit of the doubt, they always choose to side with the more positive aspect of things. Yet, that doesn't mean there doesn't come a time when the INFJ is questioning whether or not this approach is appropriate or logical. Luckily, this is when having their faith being restored in the way the world is headed can give them all the reassurance they need to continue with their optimism. Number 4. They feel excited to pay it forward. There's no doubt that the INFJ personality type is known to be quite fond of the whole pay it forward idea, considering that all they really want is for humanity to learn to help itself. In fact, they really don't need to have any faith in humanity at all to feel the pull to lend a hand or offer their resources. Yet, when the INFJ is encouraged by witnessing kindness and giving in their outer environments, it's like a supercharger to this empathetic type's determination to contribute to the world. Since INFJs absorb the energies of others, when they feel the fulfillment and joy on both the giving and receiving ends of a positive interaction, it's like they're experiencing it for themselves. And once they get a taste of that glee and satisfaction they remember, they may even begin wondering what they can do to direct their life towards finding more of that feeling. Sure, the gesture may not have been directed at them, but if they felt the gratitude and appreciation involved, they got what they needed. Number 5, it can spark and fuel their life purpose. Speaking of directing their life to chase that feeling of fulfillment, a simple act of kindness that restores the INFJ's faith in humanity can end up being the spark that changes their whole life for the better. Like we mentioned, as some people feed off negativity, the INFJ uses the positive gestures of people to fuel their emotional and mental satisfaction. So much so that a simple act of kindness can act as the ultimate role modeling encouragement to push the INFJ towards a more emotionally fulfilling life as a whole. Maybe they witnessed just how much a gifted new car helped a family in need that they began an organization to provide transportation for families that need it. Or maybe they appreciate the passion in someone's mission so much that they decide to join in. Sometimes it's something as simple as beginning to brainstorm for a more fulfilling career just for the sake of contributing a little more on the humanitarian side of things. Whatever it is, INFJs are much more apt to start something new when they realize they're not the only ones doing it. Which brings us to number 6. They feel like they fit in. In the eyes of an INFJ, there's nothing quite like seeing another person set their needs aside in order to prioritize helping another. In fact, for this introverted personality type, who sometimes feels like they're the only ones that remember these simple gestures of morality, finding little pockets of kindness and generosity in their day makes them think, maybe I'm not so different from others after all. As we mentioned before, logically, INFJs know everyone has it in them to just be a little kinder to their fellow Earthlings, but when they witness it firsthand, they truly feel at home. In fact, it wouldn't be far-fetched for the INFJ to see someone doing a nice deed and then contemplate walking up and thanking that individual just for being a good person. Or an INFJ may even contemplate starting a friendship with them. And if you know anything about the INFJ, that should say a lot, considering they're quite reluctant to make new connections. It all comes down to the fact that there's nothing that compares to altruism when it comes to the qualities an INFJ looks for in their friendships and relationships. Number 7, they try to connect to the philosophical side of things. Known for their psychic-like abilities, the INFJ knows firsthand how certain actions can have a domino-like effect. Whether they ripple out into the world or come back like a boomerang later on in life, everything has its repercussions and reverberations. In fact, to most INFJs, this is one of the most beautiful aspects of random acts of kindness. Even if someone doesn't take the opportunity to pay it forward, kind actions always affect more than just that one individual. For example, if someone was short on change for the bus and a stranger offered to pay their fare, not only is that person being helped, but that means they will get home on time to make dinner for their hungry children. Or maybe the only reason that person was getting on the bus in the first place was to go help a friend in need. The perfect karma. Not only that, but such a simple act of generosity probably put a smile on the face of the bus driver too. And lastly, number 8. They actually become emotional. There's not many things that can emotionally move the INFJ, who is much more apt to feeling other people's feelings over their own. However, depending on the situation, when their faith in humanity and community has been restored, an INFJ can literally be moved to tears. Rooted in a combination of all the previously mentioned occurrences, such as finally feeling like they can relate to someone and the reassurance that their optimistic outlook isn't totally bonkers, INFJs can end up in an awestruck state of gratitude. While they may not break down in tears in the moment, thanks to their composed nature, when INFJs are in their thought analysis moments of solitude, they begin picking apart just how much pure love humanity is capable of sharing. Well, psychos, that's it for today's video. So, tell us in the comments below of a time your faith in humanity was restored as an INFJ. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.